Okay, hi everybody. So we're covering off anecdotal records. In the previous video to this, we did talk about all the different types of records that you can be keeping on children, but for this one, we're just going to be looking at anecdotal records. So anecdotal records are kind of like, well, I suppose the best way to say it, it's like a verbal photo. So it's like you're taking a simple snapshot of what the child is doing. So depending on the child, depending on the observations that you have, I always recommend, and I don't, yes I do, this is what I recommend all educators carry around with them, like a plumber carries a wrench, or a doctor carries a stethoscope, or a mechanic carries a shifter, whatever. So I think all educators need at least a little post-it note pack and a pencil. Now, it's not that hard. Like, I've got pants on today. I can just whack my pencil and stuff in here. Yes, you've got to get up and down and maybe put them in your back pocket if that doesn't work for you. There is nothing wrong with, while you're delivering your program, to have some kind of little bum bag. You can get really comfortable small ones, you know. People cycle with them for hours on end. So I'm pretty sure you'd get used to wearing a little hip bag, or I know hairdressers wear a little pouch for their scissors and just your post-it note and your pencil in there. There's a whole range of ideas how you can make this work for you. Another thing, in your main play areas or your main areas where you are through the day, you can have, like, use your kitchen window. You don't have to buy a whiteboard. Use your kitchen window. You can put just a piece of white paper on the back of it outside. Use your kitchen window as a whiteboard through the day. Take a photo of that at the end of the afternoon, and there's your observations. You don't have to... It doesn't have to be hard. And your observations form the foundation of your program. So the more you capture, the better it is. So there's a couple of tips and strategies. So your observations, you know, this is an anecdotal observation right here. So, you would say, if you were doing an anecdotal observation on me right now, you would say that, okay, Jodie was presenting in front of a video camera. Jodie stayed there for whatever that was, 2 minutes 13 or 2 minutes 20 seconds or whatever it was, and Jodie did. Jodie appeared to be, because you don't know whether I'm happy on the inside, you don't know whether I'm sad on the inside, you don't know what's going on. Jodie appeared to be. So in your anecdotal records, don't make any judgments at all. So don't say Jodie was happy doing the video today, because for all you know, I could have a headache and this is just a performance. There's a whole lot of things we don't know and we can't measure. So anecdotal records are simply about recording the event or whatever's going on. So, child number one sat at the Play-Doh table today and then went over and got, played with the Play-Doh for 5 minutes, went and got some ice cream sticks to stick in the Play-Doh and stayed there another 5 minutes and then moved on to the puzzle table. Or you could say, child number two came to the puzzle table today and really easily, using both hands very freely, finished the puzzle in 1 minute. So, next time I'm going to put out some more challenging puzzles for that particular child, those sorts of things. So what happens is, and this is what I love about Post-it. So let's just say you've got yourself a like a scrapbook, and you write all these notes on through the day, and they're all a little bit messy, and they've got a whole range of information. You go to the corresponding child's file at the end of the day, and you go, okay, so today I gathered 2 or 3 little bits of information on that child, 2 or 3 little bits of information on that child. I did a whole range of things. This child didn't eat his vegetables today, although normally he does eat vegetables, so I'm not really sure. Today's Monday, child number 3, he really struggled to separate today. That's what sort of happened. One of the before and after school care children came in and was really tired and seemed to be a little bit upset today. So you're just going to keep an eye on whether that's a rest thing or whether there might be something going on at school maybe, so something along those lines. You might say that child number 4 came in today with a scratch on their head, or child number 5 today wouldn't let another child play with the red truck because he decided that the red truck was his today. Whatever all of your observations are, Then you store them. So this is child number 1, child number 2, child whatever, however you want to do them. Now, these are vital for your reflection. So if you go back over these and you read them and you've got a historical perspective of that child, so you would have a range of these depending on how many times the child is in care. If they're in full time, then you would expect more. If they're not in full time, then you would expect less, obviously. So it would depend on what you see. Now remember, the program, regardless of which observation you take, your program has to meet children's needs, interests, strengths, abilities, and show their learning over time. Okay, so if you can honestly sit back and look at your all of your observations, and you can honestly to yourself say, yes, in the, not what you know in your head, do these observations tell me what the child's needs are? Do these observations tell me what is the child interested in? Do these observations tell me what's the child really good at? What can I use to help this child's development and really encourage and challenge and motivate? What is this child's abilities? Am I putting this child in a situation where they can win, or am I putting this child in a situation where they can lose? So, what is their ability? If I want them to wash their hands, I've got to make that environment suitable for them so that they can do that. And what is their learning over time? So if we go back to the bathroom example, just a step, you can say, so the ability is where you put a step up into the bathroom, and that's why you document that down. And then when you reflect on these, you've got the child's needs, interests, strengths and abilities. So that just makes life really easy. Don't rewrite them. In my opinion, you don't need to rewrite them. This is your professional observation. So try and get your writing at least legible. That's fine. But these are your notes. Whatever you do, if you are going to put these in a scrapbook, if you've got a scrapbook of everybody, or however you're going to store them, often with Post-it notes, I might just put a bit of sticky tape along the top, and just to make sure that they're secured and you don't end up finding Post-it notes all over the place. So for me, I find that anecdotal records are invaluable, but I also find they're short and they're sharp, and there should be plenty of them, because it is the plenty of them that will make up the picture that you're looking for when you're going back to reflect over what you've been documenting and what you've been seeing. Also with reflection, you might notice that, all of these observations I've taken on this child, they're all at the table activity, either reading or drawing. I haven't got anything on how this child's jumping or climbing or anything along those lines. You might not have anything even about their preferences in food or their style of eating or those sorts of things. So this will also help you look at other aspects of the child that you may not be looking at. So hopefully that answers all your questions around anecdotes. So if you do nothing else, if you don't do anything else, make sure you've got plenty of these going. And again, look, that's my whiteboard marker. Post-it note, pencil, Post-it note, pen, whatever. Keep them on your person at all times. Jot them down, and at the end of the day, you just put them in the child's file and you gather as many of those as you can. And that is how you will learn to take really good observations. Okay, so again, there's all sorts of links here. I've got all sorts of resources down below. If you do want to get in touch, I've got that down below also. Good luck. Happy observing children, happy observing your family. Just practice those skills. That they are really good skills to have. And so that would be my best advice to you. So we'll talk again real soon. See ya. Bye.